The most interesting part of her kit is her skill. The first one is allow changes. There is a 75% base chance to add one weakness of an ally's type to the target's enemy. That means she has a chance to add new element weaknesses to an enemy. For example, if the enemy has a weakness in lightning and quantum, and the team element consists of quantum, lightning and physical, therefore, Silver Wolf has a 100% chance to add physical weakness to the enemy. And if the enemy has a weak element to win an imaginary, Silver Wolf will add physical or lightning or quantum as a new element weakness. But it is random, or a gacha you might say. If all elements on your team match the enemy's element, the Silver Wolf skill won't apply a new weaknesses, since there is nothing to apply. This also reduces the enemy's damage resistance to that weakness and a 100% base chance to reduce the damage resistance of the enemy for 2 turns. In addition to this, it can deal quantum damage equal to 98% of Silver Wolf's attack to targeted enemy. Her ultimate, User Band, there is a chance to decrease the single target enemy's defense by 36% for 3 turns. At the same time, it deals 228% of Silver Wolf's attack as quantum damage to the single target enemy. This is the only technique that has an AoE on her kit. 4 Squid program immediately attacks the enemy. Upon entering battle, deals quantum damage equal to 80% of Silver Wolf's attack to all enemies and ignores weakness type and reduce toughness from all enemies. Enemies with their weakness broken in this way will trigger the quantum weakness break effect. This technique is so versatile, it's good to deal with many enemies. Silver Wolf's primary role is as a debuffer, therefore she cannot deal a lot of damage because Silver Wolf's skill and ultimate skills have a certain base chance to land the debuffs associated with them. You as a player can increase the base chance by equipping Silver Wolf with Relics or Light Cones with effect hit rate stat. But keep in mind that enemies also have a stat called effect resistance that counters it, especially enemies in MOC. In my opinion, the best relic set for her are Musketeer of Wild Wheat or Thief of Shooting Meteor. And obviously for her light cones, use her event light cones before the tutorial mission starts, because the light cones can be added up to S5 for free. Oh yeah! I almost forgot to mention her bugs awaiting system response. Silver Wolf can create 3 types of bugs: reduce attack, reduce defense, and reduce speed. Every time Silver Wolf attacks, she has a chance to implement a random bug that lasts for 3 turns in the enemy's target. These bugs can reduce an enemy's attack, defense, and even their speed, not being mutually exclusive with each other. It can potentially have all 3 of these bugs on a single enemy at the same time. The bug debuff strength is not particularly huge, but considering it costs nothing to apply and can be applied by literally any of Silver Wolf's attack, this is a very generous boost, especially once we talk about the rest of her kit. But aside from being a debuffer, you can make her a DPS if she has her second Eidolon. Silver Wolf's passive lowered the effect resistance of all enemies on the battlefield by a whopping 20%, which drastically reduced the effect hit rate requirements, allowing you to build Silver Wolves more as a DPS with a really good set of Genius of Brilliant Star Relics. A fun fact even about Silver Wolf: E6 Silver Wolf can output more damage than an E6 seal. How could you imagine that? I've been using her for the last 24 hours and this is my thought. Silver Wolf is a high impact damage dealer who specializes in taking down single targets. She may lack any real AoE potential, but with her amazing debuff bugs, she's an asset to any team due to her ability to apply DOT and impose weaknesses on her targets. She works very well with other characters, especially with other quantum characters like Seal and Sinkyu. In the future, I predict more quantum characters will come out, and Silver Wolf definitely will be a more usable character.